Good evening and welcome back to Adventures in Lollygagging. I am Aaron. I am your GM. And once again, we are back on a wonderful Friday with an incredible cast to dive into some more of Free League's Dragonbane. I'm going to give everybody a brief recap of what happened 2 weeks ago, and then we'll dive right into the action. And it's going to be sort of an action-packed little evening tonight. We've got a mystery to solve, and we're on the clock. So, last time, our big damn heroes returned to Outskirt. It's only to see the walls and gates being reinforced. They also saw Guard Captain Hardy and Jory, the shopkeeper's son, on the walls. In addition, they also saw orcs patrolling the walls with additional townsfolk. Hardy opened the gate slightly and came out to speak with our heroes. He had a hand mirror with him, and he forced each of them to stare into the mirror to verify their identities. Afterwards, he greeted them warmly and whisked them inside of Outskirts, explaining that demons had been attempting to infiltrate the town by possessing townsfolk and local farmers. Also, a few nights before, the dead rose around Outskirts and within Outskirts and had to be forced out. He told the party that he had to stay on the walls, but he said to go to the Three Stags Inn and talk to Von Hild, who is the owner of the Three Stags Inn and the de facto mayor of Outskirts. As they were making their way over to the inn, the party noticed how packed the town was with refugees, with small tent cities having sprung up within the interior. However, everyone seemed well cared for and still well fed. The streets were still clean, so although this had happened, it had probably only happened a few days before. Absu became concerned about the demonic omens that kept occurring and pondered how long it would take before Sathmog was able to invade the world. She assumed, based on everything she'd seen and understood, that it would probably be a week or two, probably two at the outset, before the incursion began. The party then recalled that the last piece of Eladane's key is with the House of the Corpse Rose in a rundown keep somewhere within the Iron Forest. At the end, Von Hild told the party about the Walking Dead again and how a disguised demon tried to kill the Eladane knight Alphelia Shadowleaf. Van Hild went on to tell Sir Galahop about the frequent visits of orcs and goblins who have been scouting the Iron Forest for warlord Maladuk. She also had said that the orcs themselves can often be found over at the smithy buying armor or getting their equipment repaired. She then turned to Truly and said that she could find the goblins on the west side of town by the stables. Van Hild did have some good news. She said that that Ozias and Harriet Cobblepot had moved in to take over the mill and bakery after the deaths of the halfling couple who owned it before. Clara and Stormhand immediately fell to eating to get their strength back before they headed out into town. Clara did join Sir Galahop as he headed over to the smithy to get her Mastercraft dagger repaired, and Sir Galahop to talk to the orcs. When they arrived, Balinar the smith was talking with an orc female named Rowan about making armor. Sir Galahop then talked with Rowan about Maladuk and found out that Rowan was one of her patrol captains. They discussed the attack from the mummified knight who stole the last piece of the key. And then Galahop found out that Maladuk's camp is at Bothild's Lode, an old abandoned mine west of Outskirts. He then coordinated with Rowan to accompany the orc patrol back to Maladuk's camp. They had planned on leaving at dawn the following day from the North Gate. Absu, while all this was going on, went to find Lady Alphelia Shadowleaf on the wall of the southern gate. Lady Shadowleaf confirmed that Absu was marked by demonic forces, but not tainted by them. The two discussed Maladuk's plan to storm the keep where the House of the Corpse Roses hold up, and Lady Shadowleaf said that she was likely to join the patrol going to Maladuk's camp. As they talked, Absu caught sight of silvery scales behind Alphelia's ears. She also recalled that shape-shifted beings often had some form of physical tell which identified them, and it prompted her to ask Alphelia if she had looked into Hardy's mirror. She said she had not, so then Absu confronted the knight about her scales, and Alphelia put a finger to Absu's lips and told her not to worry, that she would be told in time. While this was going on, Stormhand and Truly headed to the goblin compound looking for Gabo so Truly could get her wolf mount. They also met an elder goblin with a jester's staff who tried to shake down Truly for 2 items. Truly lied to him and was then bopped on the head by the elder. The 2 goblins then argued about the toll, settling on an IOU to the tribe. They then found Gabo, and he led a large reddish-brown wolf mount out and gave it to Truly. And Truly named the mount Red Mud. Gabo put a woven collar on Red Mud and gave Truly a matching bracer that would allow the wolf to recognize her as his owner. Gabo warned Truly to feed Red Mud often and treat him well, or else. After that, Truly attempted to ride Red Mud up to Temple Hill and Dranoth's former hut to study magic. That didn't go so well. We'll get back to that in a second. Sir Galahop and Clara headed over to Master Olvar's general store after they left the smithy to stock up on provisions. They bartered for goods, and Olvar committed to getting the food and fodder for the group and have the supplies at the inn by the morning. Stormhand, with a muddy and bruised Truly, then arrived at Dranoth's hut to study. Truly tied a small dog statue around Redmud's collar, and they approached Dranoth's hut, finding it unnaturally cold. They looked inside the hut and found that it was completely cleared out and that the walls were rimed with black frost. They tried to determine the cause using sorcery and were unable to pinpoint the source of the cold. All they could tell was that it was not natural. Truly tried to cast Ignite on the interior, but the entropic forces within the hut did not allow the spell to happen. She then cast a fireball at the hut, and the magic was reflected back to her in the form of a sphere of ice, which she handily evaded. The 2 sorcerers were unable to overcome the forces within the hut and determine what was the cause. At this time, we found Absu, who had taken to the air to scout the town and find the rest of the party. She found the 2 casters at Dranoth's hut and quickly landed there after seeing Truly throw a fireball into the hut. Redmud immediately started to growl and then Truly used Beastlore to convince Redmud that Absu was part of the pack. Absu immediately realized that the forces around the hut were not demonic in nature, but she also was unable to identify the cause. Absu told Stormhand and Truly that they would be joining the Orc Patrol in the morning, and Truly recommended that Lady Shadowleaf might investigate Dranoth's hut. Sir Galahop and Clara returned to the inn and talked to Ulfrir and found out about Hardy's magic mirror. He also said that all possessed people have a physical tell if you could find it. Clara then tucked in for more stew and drink. Absu then ducked into the inn, seeing Clara at the bar eating, and went to talk to Galahop about Lady Shadowleaf and the fall of this realm and her potential own death. Truly attempted to learn the spell Pillar, became dazed and failed to figure it out, while Stormhand tried to figure out a small black horse statue and was able to determine that it is a talisman that can double his movement speed for 1 stretch of time. However, he wasn't able to decipher the activation word. Of course, you can try to do that again at each shift. After that, the 2 of them headed back to the inn. Back at the 3 Stags Inn, Clara and Stormhand gorged themselves on stew and drink. Stormhand accepting a challenge to try to out-eat Clara, but failed because nobody can out-eat the chubby cat. Redmud was growling at the interior of the inn when Truly brought him up, and she attempted to control him using Beastlore, but failed, caused the wolf to become even more aggravated. But as Truly fled to the back of the inn, Redmud followed. Van Hild told Truly how to feed her wolf and where to stable Redmud. Truly stayed in the stable with Redmud to sleep. Clara and Stormhand and Clara were collected and put to bed by Galahop and Absu. Then Absu circled, found Truly in the stable, and went to sleep on the inn's roof after Galahop gave her his horn. We'll jump to what happened to Absu in a moment, but the following dawn breaks, and Clara and Stormhand awaken, sickened from their excesses, to find the evening for the first shift of the day. The other was awakened as well. Truly called out to Absu, but got no response. The group minus Absu met in the courtyard where Galahop was introduced to Redmud. Truly told Galahop that she couldn't find Absu, and Von Hild confirmed that she and her staff hadn't seen her either. Rowan and her patrol came to the inn to collect the party and head out, but And Galahop asked after Shadowleaf and Absu. This is Rowan told Galahop that Shadowleaf was going to head out with Ulfrir to scout the Iron Woods since the party was going to see Maladuke. She felt she did not need to join them. But Rowan hadn't seen Absu since last evening either. Clara tried to climb the building to get to the roof where Absu slept. It was a bit difficult, and Clara became exhausted by her climb, but she made it. Clara found Absu's hammock torn down and ripped. She also saw a clear trail of blood drops and a bloody smear. Galahop then leapt up to the roof to investigate. They dropped down a bloody cloth for Red Mud so he could sniff and hopefully track Absu. The wolf did recognize the blooded Absus, but unfortunately did not understand the command to track it, at least not at this time. Rowan and her patrol had to leave, but she told their party their route and told them to catch up after they find Absu. At that point, Galahop and Clara split up, going north and south to find members of the Watch. So, that's the brief recap. Now, for Ashley and everybody at home, we're going to have a little bit more of a recap. So I need everybody else to take out their earbuds or earphones. I'll give you the thumbs up signal when it's time for you to come back. So, Absu was accosted on the roof by an ancient black-feathered mallard vampire. She was able to fight off the paralyzing effects of the attack using her strength and broke free of the vampire. She evaded the second bite of the vampire, but was caught by its hypnotic gaze and forced to stay still as it moved in to feed. Absu's consciousness faded to darkness, and then she awoke sometime later in the night, wrapped in an enchanted silver chain, in a coffin filled with grave dirt and a swarm of scuttling cockroaches. Then a voice called out from all around her. Ah, sweet Absu, what a wonderful vampiric child you shall make. The Lady Selene will be so happy that I am bringing you into the fold. Absu, unable to move, feeling her body as if it was dead, wrapped in these chains, shudders and waits for the dawn. You slowly return to consciousness, instinctively feeling that it is dawn somewhere. The thick dirt is still cloying around you. Your neck and wrists and ankles are still wrapped in this fine silver wire. You feel the hundreds of cockroaches scurrying all over your body, crawling across your gums and your mouth, nestling in your fur. You know that this should feel revolting, but instead there's something within you, some alien feeling that is comforted at the touch of these cockroaches. You seem to recall dreams you had while you slept, or perhaps memories of other lands, all awash in a flood of blood, endless rivers of it coursing down your throat over the decades. Within you, your soul shrivels and grows cold as these memories threaten to overwhelm you. But your throat feels warm, and saliva fills your mouth, and you begin to hunger. One name drifts through your thoughts: Quentin. And your heart wars with itself. Is he father or is he fiend? So, a quick recap. Mechanically, you have been captured and drained by an elder mallard vampire named Quentin and infected with vampiric bloodthirst, a virulent 15 disease. You are also physically paralyzed with 1 hit point and 1 willpower point, and most of the conditions. And I've already got your character sheet set up with that information. Each shift of the day, you will be allowed a modified stretch rest. You will heal 1d6 willpower at the end of it, and you will be able to heal 1 condition of your choice. During each shift, you will first have to make a con check to resist the disease. If you fail that con check 4 times before you are healed, you will become a vampire. If you succeed with your con check, you will then be able to make a will check to attempt to throw off the paralysis. The difficulty of the will check will shift based on what shift you are in within the day, and obviously which condition you choose to heal. So shift one, the shift you're going to start in, dawn to noon, your will check will have no other modifiers. Second shift of the day, noon to evening, your will check will be with a boon. And if we're still here in the evening to night, your will check will be with a bane. Each successful will check will prevent Absu's dilemma clock from ticking. So remember, you have to pass your constitution check, then you get to make your will check. If you get to shift 4 without being rescued, Quentin will feed again and you will be moved out of outskirts. At this point, it will become a chase to see if the others can reach you before you fully turn. If all 4 boxes of Absu's dilemma clock are filled, you will become a creature of the night.
Oh, God.
I know. It's pretty scary stuff. Any questions?
No. I think it's pretty clear that I'm in danger.
All right. So, as I said, you awake. These cockroaches are covering you. You feel sickened and also aroused by it. Not sexually, spiritually. Something is changing within you. So, I first need you to attempt to make a constitution check against a level 15 disease. So how that works is you roll your constitution and I roll a d20. If I get under a 15 and you succeed, then we compare who has the better success.
Okay, my target number is a 14.
Okay, that's pretty good. So I succeeded with a change of 5.
I rolled a 5 and my target's 14.
Okay, so you feel this disease burning in you, and you feel it trying to just force you into lassitude and acceptance. But your strength, your physical strength, is fighting the disease off. So now you are able to attempt to make this will check.
Okay.
And this is a flat will check.
Okay, but I still have a bane with my will at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 2 of my boulders.
Nice. Double boulders.
Okay. I have a 12 and a 13, and my will target is a 13.
Nice. So you succeed. So mechanically, that means no marks against you in the clock. And physically, what that means is you're starting to actually be able to move your arms. And you're starting to be able to shift the silver chain slowly, inch by inch, over your hands. You think by the end of this shift, you might have at least part of your one of your hands free. So you're starting to throw the paralysis off as well. And at this point, we'll go ahead and let you have your modified rest, so you can recover 1d6 willpower, and you can heal 1 condition.
So 2 willpower back, and I am going to remove my scared condition.
That makes sense. You are becoming yourself again, and you're able to find that inner fortress of willpower and wall off the terror.
I imagine she's kind of praying to Elidane at this point. Like, this is another obstacle that she needs to face before she can face this demon, and she has to face this demon. Failing this is not an option for her. So I feel like that's kind of bolstering and removing her fear.
I love it. That makes total sense. All right, let's see how these big name heroes do it trying to rescue you now. Okay, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, everybody back. All right.
Hello.
So as far as you know, things are going perfectly well for Absu, wherever she might be. Of course.
We have all the faith in Absu.
She's a big damn hero. So it is dawn. You saw Rowan and the Orc Patrol that just left. Galahop and Clara, you were getting ready to go north and south around to talk to the guards. You can change that up if you want real quick, or if that's still what you're going to do, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think Galahop. The first instinct, Galahop is going to talk to the guards to see if anyone saw anything. That seems like the most obvious thing to do.
I like it.
Yep.
So Galahop, you head off towards the north gate. Clara, you will head off towards the south gate. Truly, what do you do?
She is going to kind of probably follow after Galahop at this moment as he tries to talk to the guards, but not really pay attention. She is going to continue to try to educate Red Mud, and she's going to try to keep going and get him to do essentially the Beast Lord check to get him to find Abzu, and she's not going to let that go.
I like it. And Stormhand, what are you trying to do? Or what are you doing?
I wander around in the nearby radius to see if there's any people that are out and about or that could have stayed out overnight and see if they've witnessed anything.
I like it. So let's start with Clara. You make your way around to the southern gate. And you see some guards up on the palisade, but you see Ophelia Shadowleaf at the southern gate talking with a dwarf guard who you don't recognize.
So Clara is kind of like out of breath because she is both sickly and exhausted already this morning. So she's kind of been like quickly kind of getting over there and morning. Morning.
Good morning,
we're
Clara.
Yes, we're looking.
I was expecting you to have left with Rowan by now.
Yes, we discovered that our friend Absu went missing in the night, and we found some blood drops, and wondering if anyone saw anything.
Blood drops? Where?
So she was sleeping on top of the stable as she sleeps outside, and Truly and her new pup were in the stable, and in the morning she was gone, and there were drops of blood on the roof.
No, not Absu. I should have thought that this might happen.
Why?
Damn it! I should have. Well, Absu, her people are demon fighters, demon hunters. Her world was lost to demons.
Yes, she has told us about this.
She is also the bearer of almost the complete key of Eladane. Every faction here wishes to control that key and Absu, or at least wants to make an ally of her. As a Knight of Eladane, we wish her to fight on the side of the dragons. I have no doubt that Sathmog's forces wish to take her, and I would expect that the House of the Corpse Rose would as well. I should have considered that last night. I'm a fool.
As we probably should have as well. And she flashed back to her gorging herself on food and drink and not having this thought, being a party member. She kind of shuffles her feet a little bit. Yes, hindsight being 2020 and all.
None of us considered it. Don't feel bad. If anyone should have thought of it, it should have been me.
Nothing was visible during the night watch.
I actually just got down here to talk to the guard. I was asleep last night. You'll want to speak with those who are on the night watch. You should go find Captain Hardy, and he can tell you who were the members of the night watch last night.
I will do that.
I expect you'll find him up at the North Gate.
Well, Galahop went to the North Gate, so he will probably get that information then.
Well, I'm meant to be leaving with Master Ulfir and his war band to head into the Iron Forests here quite soon. Is there anything else I can do to help you in the moment?
I don't believe so. We are looking for clues on where Absu might be. So if you didn't see anything, then I think we were planning, I think, to head out in that general direction as well. But clearly our priorities have changed.
Understood. Good luck, and may Eladane be with you.
Thank you. And she turns around a little bit too fast, gets a little bit dizzy.
She props you
again.
Up. Are you sure you're okay? It's understandable you'd be so distressed over a friend's loss, but...
Yes, I also consumed a bit much yesterday eve.
Well, after the trials you have all faced, it's to be understood. She puts a hand on your shoulder. She gives you that smile that says, we've all...
You're a dumbass.
that too. And unless you have anything else for her, she heads off to find Master Ulfir and head out to the Iron Forest. Okay, so that takes us to Sir Galahop and Truly. As you are approaching the north gate, you see Captain Hardy and Jory up there, both of them getting ready to head up through the gatehouse and onto the palisade walls.
Galahop will look suspiciously at Red Mud and then will flag down Captain Hardy.
So, Red Mud, this is a piece of Galahop, and we follow Galahop. Yes, connect the dots.
Give me a
I'm the best
check.
dog trainer. And it's been going on for like the whole time that you...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give me a beast sport check.
Oh, I'll do it, yeah.
Since he's trying to track Galahop, who already knows, go ahead and make it with Boone. So roll another die.
Thank you. One more. Oh my god.
So he does. He takes a while, about halfway around to the gate before he basically just sets up right behind Galahop and is just sniffing the trail and following Galahop.
Oh, good, Red Mud, good.
Yeah, okay. That dog's keep him back there while I
He's
talk
doing
to,
a good job. He is the best.
He's the best dog in our party, no problem. Hey, just can you keep him here while I talk to the captain real fast? Keep an eye out for any kind of strange people.
Strange people. Okay.
Yeah, like people who could like hurt Apsu.
Oh, yes, I will keep an eye out, and I will let you know, and I will scream like really, really loudly if anything comes.
Yeah, and get the dog to howl or something too, if you can, or bark or whatever they do.
Red Mud, howl.
No. Only when he discovers something. You don't want to just whatever. You don't want to be like the wolf who cried wolf or something.
A wolf who cried wolf.
Yeah, you think about that. Hey, Captain, can I get a moment of your time?
Yes, Sir Galahop. I thought you were heading out with Rowan.
Well, that was the plan, but there's been a little bit of a hiccup. We got a problem. You aware of who Apsu is? I'm just going to cut right to the chase. She's missing. We think some kind of harm has come to her. We found blood on the roof where she was sleeping. I know. Why would she sleep on a roof? I agree, especially when this place has been attacked aerially by demons. I understand. I agree. Let's move past that. I need to know, did any of your night watch, they see anything, hear anything suspicious at all go down last night?
Well, nobody reported anything suspicious, but you can check with the night watchmen themselves. I mean, they just went off shift a little while ago, so you should be able. None of them should be asleep yet.
Okay, all right. I'll make sure to do that. You see any strange characters this morning? People maybe fleeing out of the. No, not her. She's with me. She's fine. All right, but no, maybe someone leaving, looking kind of squirrely. Maybe any other crimes or suspicious behavior even early in the morning. Even something that you probably just dismissed or whatever. You never know if these things are connected.
So he goes, well, I mean, Rowan's party's the only one who's left so far. Nobody else has left the town. But let me think. Has anything weird happened? Give me a persuasion check with a boon. And this is just more not you're persuading him, more you're kind of dislodging some potential thought from his head.
With a boon? Yeah, that's a success then. It's an 8.
So he goes, I didn't really think much of it with all the goblins and everything in, but yesterday, shortly after your group returned, one of the farmers who is holed up here reported that his hand cart had gone missing. We don't normally have crimes in a city, but that's the only thing out of the ordinary that happened. But with all the refugees here, we thought maybe he just misplaced it or somebody temporarily borrowed it.
Sure. Did any one of your guards follow up at all with it? I understand if they didn't.
No. We told him to wait a day or so, and then if necessary and he needed it, we would help organize a search for it. But we just assumed it would show up. Somebody would have brought it back. I mean, this outskirt isn't too big. If somebody stole a cart, we're going to find it once we choose to look for it. But no, nobody's followed up with that yet.
You got a name for this farmer where I might be able to find them?
Johan. His name's Johan, and he's over. I think he set up his family tents over by the stables.
All right. Okay. You've been a great help. Listen, I know I don't want to impose too much. I know there's a lot of people coming and going. I would be very grateful if maybe you could put the guards here, both this gate down to south. Clara went down south. I'm sure she asked them to do this too, just to keep a closer eye on anyone leaving. Absolutely. Maybe quick inspections, that kind of thing.
I will. Jory, go down to the south gate, take control over it, search everything he's coming in or out. Anything suspicious, don't let him out. Have the dwarfs on the wall hold it until we can come down and investigate. You see Jory scamper off at a dead sprint to go to the south gate.
Okay, you've been a great help. Thank you very much, Captain.
And he goes, here's the night watch list, and he gives you the list of 12 names on it. He goes, some of them may be over at the inn eating breakfast or dinner, however you want to look at it. The rest probably have gone to their homes. Okay. And each one of the names has a little, each one of the names has a little address, so you could find each of the houses.
Okay.
So the watch captain for the night is a dwarf, goes by the name of Rockhandle.
Rockhandle. Okay.
Rockhandle. I don't think it's his real name, obviously, but that's just what he introduces himself as.
These are all you're confident? No new people on the force or anything like that? Everybody's been with you for a while.
All the dwarf mercenaries who came through here were the ones that abandoned Both Hills Load after the mine collapse and the ghost of Both Hill took over. So they've been working here and around outskirts on the roadways for a year.
Okay. All right.
The orcs are unimpeachable. Maleduk's forces are pretty well controlled. The goblins can be a bit of a problem, but that's more mischief than any actual criminal intent. We did have a group of a small pack of wolfkin come through, but that was days before you got here, and they all departed after they got supplies, heading out of the Misty Vale.
All right. Well, you give me a lot to think on. I appreciate your help. I got a bad feeling about this.
Let me know if you need more.
Okay.
I've got to keep an eye on the wall.
When I can.
Absolutely.
All right. He'll turn to Truly and I'll just be like, all right, so we got some names to track down. You ready to go?
Yes. Are they suspicious? I can fireball
them. Hey, listen. We're gonna do a little thing called Good Cop, Pyromaniac Cop, okay?
Okay. I like this game. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna be the good cop. I'm gonna ask the questions. When I give you the sign, okay?
Yeah.
And only when I give you the sign.
Okay.
You can go Pyromaniac on it.
I'm excited.
Only when I give you the sign. Okay? You understand?
Okay. I promise. Right. Cross all of my fingers.
Okay, your arms behind your back. I know. Okay, anyhow, let's go. We got a lot to do.
Aye.
So we see Galahop and Truly head off. Stormhand, you're looking around outside of the inn, around the area. The only thing you really see going on at the moment, you see Master Olvar opening his shop, and you see Balinor the dwarf and his sister Okald opening up the smithy. And both of them face out onto the inn's entrance and look over the inn. So, but they're the only locals you see around here that you think may have, had the chance of seeing something, because you know that Master Olvar and the dwarfs both live respectively in their businesses as well.
Then I'll rush over to them and bother them while they're opening.
Oh, Sir Stormhand, what can I do for you? This is Okald speaking with you.
Okald, you're up early. Early
Always got to get the fires lit, got to get the forge ready. It's going to be a lot of work today for Balinor.
Early enough to possibly notice something in the night. Have you seen?
Well, I mean, we try to sleep through the night, but what? Notice what? Are the dead rising again?
If it was that simple, I wouldn't be here. But no, Karkion, our friend Absu. Have you seen one flying about?
Ah, yes, last night? No, I can't say. I saw her last evening flying about in the early evening. She landed over in Temple Hill, and then she flew back and landed in front of the inn. But I haven't. And I saw her. We did see her fly up to the roof of the inn last night, and I remember saying to my brother Balinor, what is Absu doing flying onto the roof of the inn? And then we did not see her fly back down, so we just, batted down the forge and went to bed.
That's a shame. Then I must hurry off. I must ask others.
But, absolutely. Good luck.
And I do so.
Where do you head next?
I'll see if the others are done. If they're about town, connect with them.
Okay. You would see Galahop and Truly basically walking right in front of you as they head towards the west side of town. And you do see Clara coming up from the south at that same time, too. So basically, you're all converging, once again, sort of right in front of the inn.
I've got nothing. What about you guys?
Got a couple leads.
Nothing from the south. I was told that the north gate was the better place to go, so hopefully you two gathered something.
We got the list of people that are suspicious that I get to play Pyromaniac cop for.
The list is not of suspicious people. The list of people we need to interview. If they then are deemed suspicious, then I will give you the sign where you could play Pyromaniac.
Wait for the signal, cross my heart and cross my fingers.
When I say play Pyromaniac cop, I just mean, you just brandish shit in a way that scares them. You don't like firebomb because then they can't answer questions if you firebomb.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. If they answer wrong, then we firebomb. You'll get
okay.
All right, so here's the thing.
Is it a long list? Should we split it up?
Well, if we go with the Night Watch folk, okay, there's 12 names, but their watch captain's a dwarf by the name of Rockhandle. So we can check in with them. Might be at the inn, might be scattered about. I got that. But there's this other curious thing that happened. Hardy was saying that it was yesterday. There was a cart that was stolen from a farmer by the name of Johan, and he's got tents over by the stable. Given all of the comings and goings, I didn't really pay attention to it too much, and it might come up. But
maybe someone bonked Absu on the head and is dragging her out of a cart.
Exactly. So I say at least one of us goes and checks in, asks a little bit about Johan and his cart, and then we kind of go from there. A couple of us maybe ask some of these watch folk what they observed, that sort of thing. I made sure that Hardy's going to make sure his guards are keeping an eye, inspecting things, coming and going, that kind of stuff. You asked the Southgate to do it too, right?
I did no such thing. I did not think of that. That was a very good idea. I did not think of that.
Okay. All right. So
is Hardy going to tell the Southgate people to do that?
He sent Jory to do it.
Well, then it'll get done, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure didn't think of that. So some of us should go to the inn and some of us should go to Johan?
Yeah, that's what I think. Should we go 2 and 2 just in case? Watch each other's back, that sort of thing.
I might not want to see the inside of the inn today. Maybe I'll go to the farm.
Well, it's not a farm. It's just a farmer.
Farmer,
It's a
yes.
tent.
Over by the tents. Yeah. Okay.
Claire will
can
go
do
find
that.
him.
Okay. Julie and I will track down the watch
Yes.
captain then.
And fire.
Yeah.
On signal.
On signal. Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness.
I love
He
it.
gives a
Good
he
cop,
gives
crazy
Stormhand a
cop.
look. How did I get saddled with this? What the hell?
All right, so we will start with Galahop and
Clara
Truly
sort of
attempting
looks to Galahop and just says, like, I don't think I could take Truly's high-pitched voice with my headache this morning. I think I don't think I could do that. I appreciate
Clara,
it.
I'm the best at
but-
everything.
Oh, I adore you. You are, but the pitch of your voice just hits right through here right this morning.
You have a
and
hole in your skull?
I feels
Get a
like
couple of them.
it. I'm
Oh.
quite ill. I drank too much and ate too much, and hope you don't have anyone you have to fireball.
Hope I do have someone to fireball.
I just want to make it's just in case everyone understands the stakes here. Our friend, our dear friend, Apsu, Demon Hunter, with the key, right? Like she's got it, right?
Almost all the pieces, and everyone seems to know that she
Is
has almost all the
missing.
pieces.
Okay, so maybe you suck up, this little hangover you got going on, and we start focusing.
Yes, takes a big swig of water. Hydrating. Ready, Stormhand?
Oh my god, she's gonna die. Ugh.
She's not going to die on my watch.
Okay.
Well, she got kidnapped on it, so we'll see what happens.
I wasn't watching that.
Clara hangs her head, kicks it hurt again. All right, Stormhand, let's go.
Galahop gets the Ben Affleck meme stare on his face, and you just hear "Hello, darkness, my old friend" kind of playing in the background as he sees this conversation transpire. Okay.
I love it. So Galahop and Truly, you're going to go look for the Night Watch Captain. Where would you like to go?
At the inn for breakfast.
Okay. So you go into the Three Stags Inn.
We'll ask. Yeah.
It is packed with a lot of people eating breakfast, and you do see Von Hild in there. What can I do for you, dearies?
Truly's gonna want some food, but we need it to go. And we're looking for Rock Handle.
No. Yes, Master Rock Handle.
Is he staying here? By any chance?
No. He's got a small bungalow down on the southwest corner of town near the Palisades.
Okay.
About a block west of the mill.
Okay. Good. Anyone come around since we've been gone? Make anyone a little sketchy? Anyone kind of poking around?
Can't say that anyone sketchy's been through here. I mean, there's a lot of traumatized people in town right now with their loved ones rising from the dead and the like, but everyone's been as civil as I could imagine. All of the newcomers to town have been pretty respectful. No.
She knows that Apsu's missing, right? Because she was there this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've been thinking about it all morning long, and no, I mean, the new millers are fine. All the refugees seem good. The goblins are trouble, but not bad trouble. They're just mischievous. The orcs are brooding, but very professional. And all of Rockhandle's dwarf guards are above reproach.
Yeah, but like your waitress was a demon in skin.
Yes, she was.
And
So
then
all I can
I
do is-
accidentally exploded her.
You did explode her in my inn, yes. All I can tell you is my impressions of these people. That is true. I mean, there's always the chance that a demon in disguise is somewhere in outskirts still, even with Captain Hardy's precautions. with everyone that I've spoken with, it seemed normal enough.
Okay, yeah, you've been a big help. He's gonna go like he's about to leave, but then he's gonna turn around. He's one more thing.
Of course.
He said everyone's beyond reproach and everyone's on the up and up. Anyone here stink of a certain level of either desperation or maybe a certain kind of fanaticism? Even if it's for something that seems noble, moral, anything along those lines. Because even folks, when you push them that far, even good folks sometimes stoop to bad things.
Let me see. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check once again to sort of jog her memories.
Okay, come on. That's an 8. Okay, I'm doing good. That's a success. It's 2 8s.
She goes, Mistress Shadowleaf is very driven and has become even more so in the last few days, almost fanatical in her desire to take custody of the key and free the sword. Ulfrir, but he's always been sort of that way. As far as that kind of obsessiveness, though, that's really it. Everyone's been. But again, I've been stuck here in the inn for the most part, taking care of this never-ending crowd. So what I've seen is pretty limited.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Hey, Shadowleaf, but you have a lot of interaction with her.
She has been staying here for the last several months and has many of her meals in the common room. She's fairly aloof, as many elves are. In fact, she's spoken more with Absu and your party than I think in the short times that you've been in town than she has collectively with every other person in the town.
You see her last night? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Truly.
Galahop, if you want, I can try to see if she is a skin exploder too.
Right. Yeah,
it doesn't hurt if she's not, because it's.
Let's call that like Plan M. And once we get through A through L, we'll hop to that one.
So F is for fire?
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely.
Okay.
F's for fire.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, of course. No, I would not deny you the opportunity to use it.
You're the best.
Yeah. So did you see her last night? Like, was she in the inn? She go up to a room?
She went up to her room last night, early in the evening, but she was up and gone before I got up this morning.
No one reported anyone getting up in the middle of the night, anyone making any noise down in the common room or the kitchen, something like that?
No. Nothing out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, hey, you've been of great help. I know I said one more thing. That was like 7, but...
That's all right. That's all right, dear. I'm here for you. Absu is such a wonderful being, and I would hate to think that she's been harmed. So anything I can do to help you.
Yeah.
Truly, give me an awareness check.
Certainly. Let me see here. I think she is. I'll push the roll because I failed it, and I think she'll be a little bit like. Doesn't really make sense. I'll go with dazed for now, just because she's like running around and worried about Absu, and her brain is in many places. Oh, there we go.
You're scanning around, perhaps looking for good things to burn. I don't know, but as soon as Galahop asked the question, was there anything odd that happened around here last night? You see someone in one of the corner tables look up when he hears the question and get a confused look on his face, and then go back, and then he goes back to eating some stew.
Oh,
And he's dressed as a guard. So he's still got a guard's uniform on.
Truly, knowing that we're looking for guards and she is the pyromaniac cop, will abandon Galahop and his conversation with the innkeeper to scamper over to him. Fists on her waist, she'll stomp in front of him and go, "You know something? I have fire."
Okay.
And Galahop probably does hear that. She's not that quiet.
He, seeing you rush up and saying you have fire, he jumps up, spills his stew, and pulls his guard cudgel out and says, "There's not going to be any goblin fires here. I might be off duty now, but I will take you in."
Then you have to tell me what you know.
I don't have to tell you anything.
I will take you in. I am the pyro cop.
And his cudgel is coming up.
Yeah, okay.
So if Galahop did hear this, if that's okay, he'll come over.
Yeah, everybody
at that point.
heard it.
Okay. And he'd be like, okay, easy, that pyro cop. Okay, what did I say?
Okay, wait for the signal.
You can't get exactly, and you can't get information out of burnt witnesses. Okay.
He twitched when you asked about weird things, though. I saw him.
Okay, let's just roll this back a little bit. How you doing? My name is Galahop. This is Truly. We have to ask you a few questions, if you would be so kind as to answer them.
I've seen you around with Captain Hardy. My name's Brian.
Okay, Brian. Listen, Truly, she's psychotic, but she's pretty perceptive.
She is. You've got to control her.
Yeah,
hey.
It's really just about containing her. Never mind. That's a different story. But she's pretty perceptive. And if she says that you are acting kind of squirrely, then I kind of got to believe her. And I don't mean to say that to put you in kind of a defensive position, but maybe we just go through this nice and quick and easy. And you just tell me why it is you were making squirrely faces.
I heard the question and something in the back of my mind triggered, but I can't remember it. It's like right there at the tip of my thoughts. But it's all hazy and cloudy. Happened in the middle of the night last night. Something like I was doing my normal patrol up and down the street. I remember everything, and then it's like I blacked out, and it was like an hour later. I didn't even know I'd lost the time until this morning.
I am the best at fire, but I'm not doing fire. This won't hurt. Dispel magic.
Okay.
Galahop was like reaching in to grab his coins and stuff too. So like, okay.
That's what I thought. Like he just needed a little coin to help him remember.
But this is fun too.
Yes.
So you cast Dispel Magic, and you do feel this like wriggling black cloud. You see it truly as a sorcerer's off-gassing. Nobody else sees
bad
it.
Magic.
But you see him shudder. And while he's shuddering, he kind of jerks up straight, like somebody's pulling a puppet by its strings. Galahop, give me an awareness check.
Okay.
Oh, he's full of bad worms.
Pretty good awareness, actually. Who knew?
Did you say bad worms or bad worms?
Yeah, like
I know what's
bad
going on.
worm
This is
magic,
getting
like
weird.
little
That's the
black worm
third
magic.
8 I've rolled tonight. It's another 8.
So
Hey.
as he is stretched up, you see on his neck a series of deep pinpricks, like 30, basically reaching around his entire neck. Like a large, multi-toothed fish, it just kind of clamped on his neck. And truly, you feel the magic dissipate from him, and he sags back down in his seat. He's breathing really hard, and he goes very pale.
We don't need fire for this one. I think he just had like bad magic worms in him. They floated away.
All right, Brian. What you thinking?
I remember there was parked up against the inn in the middle of the night. There was a little 2-wheeled cart, little hand cart, and something came down off the roof carrying some other bundle, somebody little, like the size of, I don't know, like a goblin or one of your frog people. I mean, that size, all dressed in this black cloak, carrying something much bigger. But effortlessly scaled down the side of the building. And I went up to him and I was like, "Hey there, fella. What exactly?" And then he turned, and then all I saw was red. And then I felt something on my neck. And then I woke up like an hour later, and I didn't remember any of that until right now.
Galahop's gonna like reach in gently, show him his hand because he wants to kind of pull the collar back and take a look at these wounds. Could I make like a myths and legends roll to see if maybe
you can, but with
the story
with a bane.
That's fair.
Can I also roll a myths and legends?
You
looking
may.
at it. Excellent.
Absolutely. Also with a bane.
Yeah, that's all good.
I think didn't we talk about this last time? I think I'm the best at this, and I never.
I think you are too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually pretty good, and I passed already.
Yes, you did.
Nice.
I
I also passed.
All right.
I also passed with a 15.
So, both of you looking at this, you've never encountered it before. It's incredibly rare, but truly you've read of it in some of the sorcerer's texts that you've read in the past. And Galahop, you have heard of a creature like this that existed in the swamp in your grandfather's time and was hunted down and killed by the frog people there. It is the mark of a mallard vampire.
What?
Oh, didn't you beat up a mallard like some time ago?
I did.
Quasimodo,
Yeah.
yes. But he's dead.
Yeah. I
Or
didn't.
so
Yeah.
we think.
Or so you think.
Vampires like.
That did mark off one of your pies of your puzzle, though, so that's good.
Okay. All right, Brian. Do you don't remember?
The fact that his name is Brian.
Do you remember like? Do you remember anything else? Maybe like which direction the cart went after that, or
it was still here against the inn when everything went black. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right. Listen, you've been a big help, but you better hurry on over to Captain Hardy right now. I know you're probably tired.
Obviously, this is. Oh my God! What's that? He gets still very pale, runs out of the inn, and you see him running towards the north gate.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah. Bye, crazy goblin lady.
Let me know if you need more clean magic.
Thank you. All right,
Okay.
Clara and Stormhand. While all of this is going on in the inn, you make your way over to the tent cities near the stable.
All right, let's find this Johan guy.
You both can give me, let's call it a bushcraft check. You will find him. It's just a matter of how long it takes for you to find him.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Pass with a 6.
Hey.
All right. So you go through a lot of tents. It takes you about an hour because there are a lot of people here, but you eventually find Johan and his family in a large tent towards the end, towards the lower areas of this courtyard. And he's a fairly robust halfling. He looks up at you. What can I do for you there? Are you here looking after my wife, or are you here to talk to me about are you here to find the cart? I've been waiting for guards to show up since yesterday.
The cart.
Okay, so have you found the cart?
No, but we are looking. Our friend went missing, and someone mentioned that your cart went missing, and so we were trying to get information about if you saw anything when your cart went missing.
Well, if I had seen my cart going missing, it wouldn't be missing because I would have stopped it from going missing.
When did it go missing?
Yesterday, early morning, probably around after breakfast, because we'd all gone to the inn for breakfast and we come back and the cart's gone.
Where'd you put your cart?
That's right here next to my tent.
You said something was wrong with your wife.
Well, that was the other thing I thought you might be here. She's feeling awful peaked today. Last couple of days, actually.
not much of a healer in town. I could take a look.
Well, that would be awfully appreciated. And he takes you in, and you see a very pleasant-looking halfling woman, but she's still abed. She's breathing very shallowly. She's very pale. She has beads of cold sweat on her brow, and she's semi-conscious. She's not sleeping, but she's not really awake either.
How long she been like this?
For 2 days. Something. She came down with this 2 nights ago, and she's just been so lethargic and sickly feeling. And she never gets sick. I think it's the city. I mean, we're usually out on the farm in the fresh air and everything. I just think city life's got to her.
That seems unlikely. There are lots of people here who are perfectly healthy. Stormhand, I don't know that I can do much with this, but you probably can. I'm sure you can.
I can take a closer look. And I'll see if I can check on the ailment somehow.
Yeah, give me a healing check. See
Okay.
if you can figure out what's going on with her.
I would probably, if it's okay, like awareness or something, just sort of be looking at her and just seeing what
Sure.
I see.
Give me an awareness check.
7 under 16.
Nice.
9 is a success.
Okay. Stormhand, you're looking at her, and she looks very similar. Her symptoms look very similar to somebody who's suffered severe blood loss. And Clara, you notice a weird pattern of pinpricks over her right shoulder where her night shift is slipped down. It looks like it goes down her chest a little bit, up over her shoulder, and down her back a little bit.
Seems to be anemic right now. Do you know where her whereabouts 2 days ago?
I mean, we've been here in the city since the dead rose, so we've been here for about 3 days. Maybe 4. This would be the 4th day since we've got into Outskirt.
She always been with you. Did you guys come and encounter
No,
something
I
strange?
mean, we got to watch the animals, got to, run up and down to the inn, get supplies. I help out with the millers every once in a while, just to do some work to earn a little bit of coin.
Did you notice these marks on her? And she's
Yeah, I thought maybe it was some sort of pock or something, or maybe she got exposed to like a poisonous plant or something, and she had some kind of rash. I don't know.
Which came first, her feeling ill, or are you noticing these marks?
Well, I noticed the marks yesterday morning after she was feeling poorly from the night before. I don't know when they happened to her. I mean, I think I would have noticed them, but in these confines in a tent, it's not like you can have conjugal time with your spouse. So neither one of us spends a lot of time running around naked at the moment.
And Clara sort of looks around and depends on what you're into, I suppose.
He just shakes his halfling head. He's like, well, I don't know what catfolk are into, but us halflings, a little bit more discreet than that. Or at least my wife and I are. Can't speak for all halflings, of course.
Oh, of course. Stormhand, you can help her feel better?
Yeah, I can help her feel better, see if she can wake up from this and give us a bit of what she's seen. I'll start conjuring some magic in her bouts and see if I can heal her with treat wound.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
Another 9.
Nice.
Success.
So the healing magic sinks into her. Her color starts to improve. Those marks across her shoulders start to close, and her eyes flutter open. Oh, dearie. I feel so much better than I have. Oh, thank you, sweet, sweet, sweet. What shall I call you?
I'm known as Stormhand, but take it easy.
Thank you, sweet, sweet, sweet Stormhand.
Your husband's been worried about you, but
Well, thank you for coming to heal me. I didn't think we had enough funds to pay for a healer. He looks at her. He's like, he did it on his own. He didn't ask for any compensation.
it'd help if you could tell us about what happened.
Well, I don't rightly know. I was asleep, and then I heard something rustling outside of the tent, and there was somebody over by our cart. I must have startled him, and then I woke up the next morning, but I didn't feel too good. Told him about the cart. The cart was still there, though, but I didn't feel so good. So my husband's been with me or taking care of me since then. And then he told me, I kind of remember him saying something about the cart getting stolen yesterday. I think maybe I interrupted somebody the night before from getting it. I don't rightly know. Can you
describe at all what you saw, what the figure looked like? Were they tall? Were they short? What?
It was a black feathered mallard.
Oh, you remember exactly what you saw. That's very helpful.
It was standing right next to the car in the moonlight.
Oh.
And then I don't remember anything after that when he turned and looked at me, but...
A mallard. Do we know of any mallards in town?
I don't believe we do. Ma'am, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Sterafina.
Sterafia. Nice to make your acquaintance. Sterafina.
With an N, yes. Sterafia was my twin sister. She died.
I'm so very sorry. And she just takes a deep breath because you
don't look too good yourself, dear.
No, but it's fine. In the grand scheme of all of the things that are happening, my hangover is the least important of all of them.
Overindulgence, that's the demon's path. Shame, shame, shame.
Oh, Claire's face says this is going so great. Would you
like to pray with us?
I was maybe later. I was curious. Do you recall? And she kind of points to her shoulder. Do you recall these? How you got these?
She looks down. Her shoulder is completely healed at the moment. She's like, "Got what, dear?"
Oh, and Clara again is just like, oh. So before my friend for free healed you, which the merchant in Clara is like, before he healed you, you had many pinprick type marks all over your shoulder and neck area. Looked quite painful. Now that you're coming back to your senses, do you recall this pain or anything?
Can't say that I do recall a thing after seeing that mallard until right now. I mean, bits and pieces over the last day or so, but I've been in a bit of a fog.
Well, if you are into praying for things, perhaps you could, we're seeking a lost friend. So perhaps we can take anything good in the direction of us being successful at locating her.
She takes your paws in her hands and she pulls you down. She's like, well, let's all pray then about your lost friend.
This, you know what? This will be repayment for the healing to get some good things for our friend. Yes. Yes. And she'll go along.
Okay. So we fade out of there. We see Stormhand and Clara praying with the halfling farmers. And at this point, it's getting close to lunchtime. So what I need the four of you to take your earbuds out. We need to check in with Absu. So Absu, as the hours have continued to climb, you've slowly been working that silver chain. You've got your pinky free. Your fingers are on your right hand are slowly moving, but again, you feel that sickness rising up against you. What's that feel like to Absu?
It feels very similar to when she was in like the sewers, when she was in the demon realm. Um, Except for some reason, we know it's the sickness, but it's still comforting to her, despite her knowing logically that this is not something that she should want. So, in a sense, it's reminding her both of the horrific time she was in the sewers, but also being caressed to sleep by her mom when she was a little pup. And it's really kind of messing with her head. And so she's been, to try and combat that, she's just desperately been praying as she's doing these, as she's trying to escape her bonds.
I love it. And you find yourself flicking your tongue against your large fang-like teeth, and just putting small cuts in your tongue just so you can taste your own blood. And that
because her fangs were already big to begin with.
Yeah. It's like saber-toothed tigers. And the taste of your own blood, it's like the most delicious wine you've ever had trickling down your throat. And yet when it hits your stomach, you feel a sick sort of revulsion, more within your heart than within your body. But let's see, as this disease continues to try to plague you, let's have that constitution check.
Okay, so we're shooting for a 14. That is a 7.
A 7, so you beat yours by 7. Yes. I beat mine by 10. I got a 5.
Shit. Okay.
So you do not get to take your will check today as the disease at this phase. So the disease is starting to gain hold as you drink your own blood. And 1 block of your 4-block pie fills up. And you feel yourself starting to lose this struggle against this hunger that's starting to really burn within you. And as you are letting go, you feel this murmur around you. It's almost like a shudder. All of these hundreds of cockroaches around you shudder at once. And it's almost as if they're caressing every square inch of your fur, holding you close, almost as if they're trying to... You imagine it's almost as if they're swaddling a newborn, waiting for it to be birthed into its new life. They're almost a chrysalis of cockroaches around you. And you find your attention wavering and slipping. What is it that your attention is drawn to as you lay in this coffin in grave dirt and cockroaches?
I think it's, again, just the false feeling of feeling like she's being held by her mom, because that's been ripped from her from when she was very young. And they're a solitary, people, the Karkion, so it's not like she's had others. So I think the closest hug that she's had recently was with Truly. And so it's a lot of just thinking of family and in closeness and just how she kind of longs for that.
Love it. I love it. All right, we're going to fade from that as
do
we come
I
up.
Still get to do the rest?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you still get the rest. Get the rest. So you still get 1d6 willpower and 1 condition healed.
Okay, cool.
So you're feeling, your mental strength is coming back, and you're sloughing off all of this that's been affecting you, but you're still paralyzed, and the hunger is growing.
Okay.
Everybody back?
I think Melissa and Kipster are... There we go.
Good to go.
So it's lunchtime. You guys have a few leads. You found out some information. What would you like to do?
I would like to note that I am no longer sickly because
That
it
is
is
true.
now lunchtime.
And neither is Stormhand. Neither one of you
nice.
are sickly anymore.
Hooray.
So you've discovered that you might be dealing with a mallard vampire and that likely he had stolen the cart and taken it to the inn and moved Absu in the back of the cart, is your guess. But that's as far as you've got. So how would you like to approach this?
While we're still at the farmer's place where he placed his cart, that there's any clues around there.
Okay. Give me it's been over a day, so give me a bushcraft roll with Bane. And Clara, you can do it as well, unless you have something else you would like to do instead.
I would always prefer awareness to bushcraft, but you tell me.
It's tracking, so it'll be bushcraft.
Okay.
If you're looking, trying to find tracks or something like that. Holy man.
2 and a 3.
Wow. Okay.
I, on the other hand, rolled a 19 and a 20.
Well, you get to make that mark on bushcraft, and since you rolled a 20.
Hey, there's that.
So, Clara, you're not really able to see anything, but Stormhand, you see the tracks of the cart overlaid, heading off towards the inn, and you're able to track them back to the inn at the same time that Galahop and Truly get there.
Can I have asked one thing before we leave? This cart, can you, I know it's a cart, 2 wheels, and anything that would make your cart stand out from other carts if we happen to come across another 2-wheeled cart?
Well, yes, on the left side of the buckboard there, my youngest, she fancies herself a bit of an artist, and she's painted. It's not very good, somewhat atrocious, but it's like butterflies and springtime look over on the left side of the cart. Some of it's been wiped away. Some of it's been wiped away, but I didn't have the heart to take it all down. So,
budding artistry, we should always support those things.
We should support prayer and hard work on the farm. Artistry is the work of the devil.
Thank you for the information. That will be very helpful to us. And Stormhand, are we good? Are we good? As Clara's like walking away.
We'll pray for you that you throw off the demon of overindulgence and wanton debauchery, gluttony.
We appreciate
your sins are uncountable, but we will pray for you.
We appreciate your prayers for a missing friend. That we'll take all of that we can get. Thank you. Bye.
Good luck. So you're able to move off and reconvene at the side of the inn where the cart was.
Tracks indeed here.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the inn. I am now proprietor here. You have to pay me all your gold to come in.
What happened to Verhild?
She got sick and gave me the inn because she loves me so much.
I guess so. Take gold out of my pocket. It crumbles to dust.
That's right.
Forgot about that.
So, we got a duck vampire.
Yeah.
That's what we heard.
We heard the same. The farmer's wife had noticed a black feathered mallard that was hanging around the cart before the cart was stolen, and she thinks that she perhaps interrupted the thefts. And then she was very ill. She had lots of pinprick marks around her shoulder and neck, and she was quite ill. And Stormhand, with all of his healing magics, was able to make her immediately better, so that we then got to hear all of her opinions on the state of our sins and life choices. But she felt better, and that was a good deed.
Truly did something similar for Brian. Like he had some kind of like magical brain fog, and she was just like
worms.
Yeah, and he didn't
Nice job,
explode.
Truly.
So like, man, her powers are really coming along.
Yeah, 50% chance.
Yeah.
One explosion,
yeah.
one not explosion.
He had the things too, and he said he saw once you remove the fog, right? Like a similar thing, climbing down and like putting like a sack or something in a cart that was out here, right? And so like so that thing was probably Apsu, right?
Yeah.
Likely. We learned that this particular cart, we would know that we have found the right cart because the farmer's daughter drew butterflies and flowers on the inside, and they're sort of smudged because drawing butterflies and flowers is a sign of the devil, and so that was unacceptable, but some of it is still there, so we can see it.
Oh, we don't have to give the carts back.
Yeah, butterflies ain't the sign of the devil. They're pretty tasty, actually.
Yeah, they're really delicious.
Yeah.
They
taste like they look colorful, you know?
Like dust.
So what we got to figure out now is where the cart went from here, you know? So like...
must be the closest gate, right?
Stormhand seems to have the eyes to follow the tracks, so maybe we can keep following them?
Can you find anything around here, guy?
Give me another bushcraft with Bane.
And red mud, and you're also really good, so smell that corner of the inn and then follow.
And give me a beast lore.
Opposite ends this time. 2 and 18.
Holy
Critical
crap.
success.
Beast lore! Daddy won!
So make sure you mark a point to potentially get
It's
that.
automatic.
Did you want
Nice.
to push your bushcraft roll, Stormhand?
Keep it as is.
Okay. So you're not able to find the tracks, but you do see Red Mud sniffing around, sniffs back along the cart trail, back towards the farmers, then spins around, sniffs up, sniffs right there at the corner of the inn, lets out a howl, and starts running down the street.
Oh, let's go. Chase after.
Yeah, for sure.
You're all able to keep up because he stops every once in a while and sniffs to get the trail back and leads you back down to the Miller's Windmill in the southwest corner and stops. There's a tarpaulin. You see some crates on the side and there's something under a tarpaulin.
Let's take a look.
We should check that out.
You quickly pull it aside, and you do, in fact, see a two-wheeled cart with a spring motif painted on the left side of the buckboard.
And what else?
Nothing else.
Last.
Any signs of like blood or anything in here?
Give me awareness checks for anybody who wants to search the cart area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's 14 on 14.
Nice.
9
Nice,
under
truly.
16.
All right.
5 under 13.
So all of you, as you're looking over this cart, you don't see any blood, but what you do realize is this cart has been meticulously cleaned recently. You can still smell some of the cleaning solvents that were used and some of the varnish that was used. You can see where it looks like somebody else has attempted to scrape away more of this little springtime scene on the left side of the buckboard. But you don't find any direct link to Absu.
This was parked at the windmill?
Yeah, at the Miller's, at the mill and bakery.
All right, so Galahop is going to turn to Truly. You ready, Pyro Cop?
Yes,
We get-
I will follow you to the end of the earth.
I'm going to go ask this Miller some questions.
Yeah, they're new in town, right?
They are. They took over the mill after the Chubby Cheeks died.
Yeah.
Very suspicious.
Was this the Ozzy and Harriet one? Or no?
Yeah.
Was that something else? Oh, yeah,
Ozias and Harriet Cobblepot.
Okay. Wait a second. The Cobblepots, penguin, bird, penguin, villain, mallard, vampire, bird, villain.
set it on fire.
I'm ready.
Okay. We got a system. I ask the
I wait
questions,
for the signal.
and then I give it a signal, and then she sets people on fire. That's kind of how it. Oh,
Yes.
first she makes them
And then
scared.
sometimes I see if they'll explode or not.
We shouldn't all
Right.
show up, right? Show suspects. Something.
Why don't you maybe you guys find a back way, cover the back door just in case they try to run, If there's a back door or a window or something.
We'll set up a perimeter.
I can do that.
Look at you using big words like that. Look at that. You're getting so big.
I read it in a tome once.
Sure you did. All right. So yeah, truly, Galahad, we're gonna go knock on the door.
Yes.
It opens. I mean, it's a business, so they're open. And
Okay.
you see a male halfling behind the counter. You hear a woman's voice back, probably in the bakery section, and he looks like he's going through a ledger. And he looks up. He's covered in flour and what on his hands. He looks up. He's like, "Oh, top of the morning to y'all. We'll have some baked goods out here. Well, lunch. Sorry, we'll have some lunch goods out here shortly."
Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah, but we're actually here to ask a few questions. Are you? I take it you're Mr. Cobblepot. Is that right?
We're watching you.
Oh yes, call me Ozzy. Everybody calls
Ozzy.
me Ozzy.
Okay. Ozzy
Ozzy
new
and my
down.
wife Harriet.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yes. Sadly, dear friends of ours, the Chubby Cheeks, when we heard that they had passed, we committed to come and carry on their name with their mill and bakery.
Oh yeah, that's real nice.
Yes.
That's real nice.
Well, we're looking for some duck for lunch.
Duck?
Yes.
We're a bakery. We make breads and pastries.
No, it didn't work, Galhop.
Okay, no, I really like the transition. That was pretty good.
Thank
the
you.
aha moment maybe a little early, but I liked it.
Okay.
So
I will
listen,
try again later. Watching you.
couple questions. You said you were friends with the Chubby Cheeks. Where'd you all meet?
Oh, on the other side of the veil. They came through to the Misty Vale before we did. We had other things we were trying, but we wrote to them and said that we were considering coming. And this obviously when they were still alive. And they said, "Well, come on to Outskirt. It's a big town now. There's plenty of work here for hard-working halfling couples." So
Yeah, I
we
see.
were making our way when we heard that they passed. So, well, we hurried on over as fast as we could. You can't have a town go without a mill and a miller and a bakery.
No, that's true.
Hate to
Those
see
are
everything they built
essentials.
fall to pieces.
No, yeah, of course. Well, hey, it's good to see you've got your footing here. You're really becoming a part of the community. You made some friends with the farmers. I see. That's really good.
Oh yes, yeah. Nothing against other kin, but halflings we have to stick together.
Sure. Hey, that card out back. That's yours.
You see him like he's like, oh no, we found it. We found it out on the street, and I remembered our good friend said they were missing a cart, so we brought it in last night and put it next to the mill. We haven't had a chance to run over there yet and have one of them come out and take a look at it. His wife's been so sick, didn't want to bother him, but we were planning on going over there for supper and letting him know that we think we found his cart.
Yeah, well, you gave it a nice, good clean. I take it. It's very
It's a neighborly thing
of
to
you.
do. Absolutely neighborly thing to do. Give me a. What I need is an awareness check from you.
Okay.
It's going to be an opposed check.
Okay, here we go. All right, I got a 5 under 14.
Okay, so you could tell that almost everything he told you is an absolute lie. He's starting to sweat a little bit. Eyes are shifting around. I mean, you do not think an honest thing came out of his mouth other than perhaps his name.
So Galahop's just going to be smiling and nodding. He's just going to kind of kind of like, put a little, he doesn't have ears because he's a frog, and he's just going to make the signal, whatever that is. I don't know. Yeah.
As soon as you fake pull on your ear, Truly will start with cantrips and just like ignite a little fire between her hands.
He goes, you can't have fire inside a mill. All of this is gonna.
Look at my fire in the mill. What are you going to do about this?
You're gonna burn the whole town down.
Give me an sorcery check to ignite your fire inside of a mill covered with, wheat dust. One of the most flammable things in the world.
Oh God. That's all right.
So this fire bursts into her hands. And Galahop, it's like a sheet of fire explodes through the inside of this windmill, and the windmill immediately catches fire as all of the grain dust in here immediately ignites. You hear alarm bells coming off throughout the city, realizing that everything around here is flammable. What would you guys like to do?
Dispel magic.
Galahop secretly panicked, but we'll try to keep it cool and just be like, if you don't want this thing to come down to cinders, you better tell us everything you know right now about what was in that card, who was in that card, where's Apsu? And he's going to smash his fist down on like the counter.
Well, he is doing that. I will cast Frost, which is an AoE, which will makes fire go out.
Okay, so you cast Frost. You are intimidating, so give me a persuasion check with a boon, because you're terrifying and his house is burning down.
Okay.
I did a level 2 Frost, so it should be a really good area.
All right, because of the boon, I succeeded.
Okay. So the fire winks out. The inside of the windmill is charred. There's a lot of charring. It's probably going to have to be torn down and repaired.
I meant to do
but
that.
The fire is out. And he falls to his knees groveling. And you see his wife come out with a rolling pin. She's like, "You leave my husband alone."
Your husband.
He is groveling at your feet.
Your husband has
Where
been
are you
lying
hiding
to
the
us.
vampire duck?
And where's Apsu?
Yeah.
And he looks up at you, and he's like, and he looks back at his wife, and she looks down at him. "Ozzy, you always were so weak, but it doesn't seem there's much we can do about it. The master has her, and soon the great mistress Celine will have her within her court. And she will be free of the mortal coil, and we will be rewarded with undeath for helping to have brought her into the family."
You're going to be rewarded with a fist upside your head in a second. Hard to be undeath if I make you dead before you get a chance. Now, where the hell is Apsu?
Okay, give me truly give me an awareness check. Galahop, sure. Give me a persuasion check. And this is going to be resisted. What you out of what? How much? How
7,
big a success is that?
7 out of 13, so like by
6
successes.
Galahop?
Gonna push.
Okay.
Can you push contested?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. The heat is making him a little dazed.
Actually, it's really cold in here now, so you might be getting close to hibernating.
Well, it's really hot, and now it's really cold.
Yeah. I've really pulled you between two temperatures.
All right, that's better. 3 under 12.
So both of you realize that she is starting, or Galahop, you realize she's starting to lie to you. And truly, you see her glance up towards Temple Hill. And actually, you think if you drew a straight line between her eyes and where she's looking, you would almost swear she was staring right at Draneth's hut.
And she's just going to yell out the window, Clara, Stormhand, go to the haunted house. Check the haunted house.
We must be train this hut. Clear, I know the way.
I'll follow you.
We'll
Right,
rush
so
there.
you guys head off towards Drana's hut. Galahop and Truly, what do you do?
We are going to beat up some halflings.
They're
Or wait for
gonna-
the guards to arrest
Yeah,
them.
like Gallop will, like whoever he's closest to, he'll grab them, attempt to grapple with the intention of handing them over to the guards.
They have they're not physically capable of resisting you. So you're able to easily grab a hold of them. And because of the fire, guards are already arriving. I mean, it got put out quickly, and several of the day guards are there. In fact, Jory has come up from the south gate. What's
So I
happened here,
learned-
Sir Galahop?
Jory, we got leads on Absu. These two, demon worshipping, supporting, put them in chains, put them in manacles, make sure someone's got an eye on them.
They're-
And something's going down at Draina's hut right now.
They're
Harriet
probably
says,
lovers of vampire ducks in the night.
Harriet says, "We're not demon worshippers. We worship the undead Lord."
Oh,
Ozzy's like, "Not now, dear."
You know, right there. They're not
And they're
the brightest.
super lame.
They were involved in Absu's disappearance. At the very least, there's that. Make sure. And if you got any guards, send them over to Draina's hut. We already sent Clara and Stormhand. We're going to go catch up. Absu might be there right now.
yeah.
All right,
It's
well,
so haunted up there.
I'll let Captain Hardy know. I'll take these two into custody and take them to the North Gatehouse, and I'll let Captain Hardy know. So then I'm assuming the two of you then head up to Drana's?
I
Yeah.
totally got away with lighting the inn on fire. They didn't
You
even bring
did
it up.
such a good job.
I know,
you did
thank
such
you.
a good job. That was like the
Yeah,
best.
it-
You
I
are the
didn't-
best. Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
know that flour was that burning.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
you should bring
That's
some with
bad.
you. It'll probably make your
Yeah.
spells even better. Like throw
yeah,
the,
you're right,
the
you're
flour
right.
on somebody. You know, we're doing this for everybody. Just flow,
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
throw a bunch of flour
It's a
on top of
great
them and then
idea.
like, just catch it.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness.
You
Yeah.
could do flower bombs, and I can come in after and just
Oh, I
ignite
could do-
them, and we'd
yeah.
double team.
Absolute, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
dynamic duo. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. The four of you converge at Drana's hut up on Temple Hill. And it's exactly as you recalled it from yesterday, Truly, in Stormhand. The inside of the hut is completely empty and rimed in black frost.
Yeah. I guess Stormhand and Clara got here first, but that's the haunted house. All my fire turns to ice.
No, it's not demonic, at least. Some sort of sorcery to it.
They said the
we-
undead.
So you would guess, yes.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Do we all take a side and look carefully and
I'm going in.
But yeah, hold on. Let me, and she'll like pull out her staff with the orb and start heat, which doesn't help that much, but I'm hoping to keep the air a little bit warmer so we can survive a little bit longer in there.
Okay, so the four of you walk in. Again, it's very cold in here, being slightly offset by Truly's heat. The walls of the hut are rimed in black frost, and all of Drana's belongings have been taken out of here. So it's just the bare floor, bare dirt floor beneath your feet.
How big is this place? Like it's a hut, right? So it's not.
Yeah, it's not
big.
huge. It's got about a 20-foot diameter.
Galop's is gonna go. Absu, you in here?
I knock my pole on the ground and look if there's any hollow bits.
Give me a bushcraft roll.
Okay.
I'm
Where's
I've
Redmud?
tested bushcraft.
Did Redmud come in here with us?
Oh yeah, Red
Yeah,
Mud,
Red Mud's
maybe. Yeah. He could come. Oh, poop. I was one off. I'm not going to push
so
it.
many conditions. Dude.
Shush.
So you're banging around and you don't find anything on the ground. It's starting to get cold, but not so cold yet that you guys have the cold condition.
Stormhand, what do you think?
I can get a better idea of what this is by trying a sense magic trick.
Yeah, go for it.
So I spend 1 willpower to automatically
Okay.
cast it.
So as you're feeling out, especially now with your new insight, you realize that this is the magic of death, the magic of what is beyond death, of undeath, that has permeated this area. And the permeation of this magical energy is what is causing Dranoth's hut to be this cold and to be warded against the living. But you don't think it's on purpose. This is a side effect of what is happening in the area.
This is all death here. It'll drain us if we don't figure something out.
Can Clara use awareness to just sort of circle like the outside and the inside and just sort of see what is visible to non-magic users?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an awareness check. Give me an awareness check for the outside circuit.
That's a 1.
Oh, nice. So outside of the hut, with a critical, you find some very light old tracks in and around. It looks like something. All of that you can tell where the equipment, everything was hauled out of there, and it looks like something was taken in. Something very heavy and long was dragged inside of the hut, but then somebody tried to cover it up.
So here and she's just sort of narrating for everyone. Look, there's drag marks, and then it looks like covered something.
Can't drag things.
So look at anything was bare. You said it was like a bare floor, you said, right?
Yeah, bare dirt floor.
Does it look like any of the dirt here has been recently like upturned in any particular way?
You can give me a bushcraft check.
4. God dang. 4 under 8. That's a success.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're looking around and the floor has been expertly repacked, but you do find a couple of what looks like small indentations in the middle. And as you dig away and you pull away, you realize that somebody has built up the interior of this and compacted it by about an additional 6 inches. And as you dig down, you actually find the real floor of Dranoth's hut. And you find a large, new trap door has been installed into this floor.
Hey, we got a door over here.
Oh,
Down into the earth.
Should get that opened.
All right. Stand back just in case it's like trapped to something. And he's just going to try to see about opening it.
Okay. It does appear to be locked.
Okay.
But not from the outside. So
okay.
So it looks like something is locked. It's locked at the interior side of this trap door into the ground.
Like mechanical lock? Is it?
Yeah.
Not that Galahap would really know the difference.
No. But when you tug on it, it feels like there's a hasp or a hatch and maybe a bar through it on the other side. You get a little bit of wiggle. It's not like it's magically sealed or anything.
Okay. So yeah, it's more of a bar. So there's probably no way to pick it then.
Give it a quick thwomp. Maybe I'll bust
Shove
it.
my knife down inside on the edge. Try to break something.
You try that. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, well, I'll wait after. But I can probably just shatter the door if that doesn't work.
Ooh.
212.
Good. So yeah, you sneak your knife under. You're able to kind of hook the bar and push it aside. It takes a few minutes, but then it clicks over to the side, and you're able to open this trap door. And you see a ladder going down into the dark.
It is dark inside.
Someone get
Clara
out of the light.
does not have a light source.
Oh, it's okay. And she'll stamp her little staff with her orb on top, and it switches from heat to light with a cantrip.
Clara will ready her light source. I should say she does have a lamp and oil, but she didn't have it ready.
Okay.
So while Truly does that, she'll come up in the back.
Okay. Galahop will
lead the way, but make sure somebody who has a light source coming up like right behind him so he could see. But he'll lead the way down.
It is an incredibly deep shaft. If you would guess, you would think this might have been an old abandoned mine up here on Temple Hill, because you go down about 100 rungs into pitch dark and cold, bitterly cold down here. The only thing keeping you guys from truly suffering from it is the heat that of Truly's spell. As you get to the bottom and the light begins to shine through these dark corridors, you see the tunnel. Only one tunnel goes off, and it seems to look like it opens into a larger space, maybe 30 feet down.
Galahop will look back and do a little quiet. Not that he knows how to do that himself personally, but he's seen other people do that. And then we'll carefully, like, checking for like trip lines or anything like that, any noisemaker somebody might have put out to alert them. That's really more of his thing, as opposed to like trying to be like stealthy. It's more just being careful and aware as he moves.
Just give me an awareness check as you go.
Yeah. 6. That is a success under 14, I think. Yeah, 14.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. There's some scuttling cockroaches on the ground, but that's not to be unexpected.
Okay.
And the hall opens up into a room about 20 feet by 20 feet. And the only thing in it, on a pedestal in the center of the room, is a large wooden box. In fact, you would say it's an ornately carved coffin.
We must open it, yes?
Oh, yes. Okay. Shatter.
Weapons at the ready, just in case it isn't her. We are hunting a vampire at the same time. It's possible they could have gotten rid of Apsu already.
True.
Yeah. It's like Galahop and Clara, I would want to like get to the coffin and then have you shatter and like we're ready, basically, if that's cool.
I have my dagger.
Absolutely.
Hopefully Ashley's not sitting there like, please don't shatter this around me. That could hurt.
So
Ashley's new character is a coffin. You just killed a new character.
It doesn't hurt living things. It just destroys inanimate, non-magical items. And
so everybody's got their weapons out. You're ready. Truly, go ahead and cast your spell.
Success. I only did power level 1.
So you guys see this wave of magical energy stream out of Truly and strike this coffin. It begins to shake and shudder and then just explodes out in wood pulp and splinters. And out of it, all as it explodes, dirt flies everywhere. And 1,000 cockroaches stream off the pedestal. And the only thing you see left is Absu, with silver chains wrapped around her throat, her wrists, and her ankles. Thrashing slightly, but unable to move.
Can Galahop, like the 18 strength boss he is, just try to do and just to see if he can like try to break the chains?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like,
give me a go ahead and just give me a strength check.
Okay.
Oh, I was so worried they were going to be warded as soon as he like grabbed them. I was like,
14.
Oh dear.
It's a success.
And it easily shatters. And actually, as you shatter it, it just kind of turns to dust. And Absu, you are no longer paralyzed.
And she kind of scrambles up, and you watch as she picks up a couple of these cockroaches. And she just kind of cradles them to her chest as she looks at you all.
And Absu, only in your mind do you hear, "Don't worry, my child. I will find you again soon." As the rest of the cockroaches scuttle away through cracks and crevices in the ground and disappear, other than the few that are lovingly cupped in Absu's arms. Absu, I need you to go ahead and make me a constitution check.
I think I might need some pure magic again, Galahop.
Was that pure? What?
Like the one that sometimes 50% explodes. The
Two.
On her?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
2.
Okay. And you feel this burning in your blood, but you no longer feel it racing through you. You just feel a sort of pulsing at the center. I guess you could describe it as you're no longer infected, but you are perhaps a carrier now of this infection. So mechanically, what that means is you have a new weakness.
Okay.
It's a second weakness, and that is the weakness of bloodlust.
Ooh, okay.
You're a vampire.
Oh dear.
But you don't get to invoke your weakness. I do.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, when I invoke your weakness, you have access to the talent Berserker, which you can pull over your character sheet. It automatically gives you the angry condition, and you immediately must attack the nearest opponent in melee combat and continue to fight until all opponents have been defeated or you reach 0 hit points. You do gain a boon on your melee attacks, but you can't dodge or parry during the fight. And after the fight, you become exhausted.
Okay.
If you ever encounter a vampire again and get bitten, the disease progresses again, and we will see how that goes. But you still feel Quentin, the Mallard vampire, in your heart. And in your head, you can still feel him whispering to you. And the few cockroaches you had in your hands burrow deep into your fur and seem to disappear. But you are free.
Yeah, so Absu kind of coughs and like dirt and such comes out of her mouth. And you can see that she's been biting into her own lips, and her tongue even, and that her maw is just still kind of filled with blood. And which is unsettling with her now demon black eyes. But she kind of takes a moment to take in like these shuddering breaths, but she's still praying to Eladane. And it takes her a moment to like shake it off, and she like wipes dust off of herself, and then she starts to just thank you all profusely for saving her.
We were so worried about you.
Yeah, okay. Dispel. As Galahop gave Truly the
Yeah. We have nonverbal communication.
yeah.
Go ahead and cast a spell.
That is a success.
Okay. The magic succeeds. It washes over Absu. You don't see any obvious effect. And Absu, you don't feel any different. You still feel that kernel of difference inside of you.
Would I know what's been happening to me? And
yeah.
would I know, is there a cure to being bitten?
I mean, you survived it. So you're not going to turn into a vampire. You would have to be bitten by a vampire again for the disease to restart, but you've survived your encounter, and he did not get a feed again on you, which would have made your constitution checks with a bane after that. But no. So you're fine unless you get attacked by a vampire again. But you still dream his dreams, the rivers of blood and drinking down entire civilizations over the decades. You still dream those dreams.
Gotcha. At that, Absu just kind of like shakes her head like she's trying to shake it away, but nothing else really happens when Truly casts that on her. And as Celine's people tried to convert me into a vampire?
Yeah, the little halflings, the mill, were in on it, and we lit fire to their mill a little bit.
Cobblepots, yes.
Tried to find you. So little fire, no, very little.
I can see Galahad behind you saying no.
Hey, so like they were unsuccessful. So you're not like a vampire, because if you are a vampire, you got to tell us. Like that's how that works. That's how
It's
the
the
deal
rule.
works.
It's the rule.
Yeah.
I don't think I am. From what I have learned, he would have had to feed on me more. And he only had the one.
Where is he? Why isn't he here with you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You believe that as some vampires will like turn into a swarm of bats, you believe that he actually was the cockroaches.
Oh. And Absu will say that, and then as she realizes that, she starts to swat at herself to like get rid of whichever one she had picked up, because as she was turning, she was feeling really comforted by the cockroaches, and they kind of reminded her of her mom, like caressing her, putting her to sleep, and comforting her. And that's why she clutched them to her. But now that she realizes that they were him, she freaks out, and you guys watch her. She's trying desperately to get them out of her
You
fur.
see these 2 or 3 cockroaches fly out of your fur, and Absu, you still feel sort of a tickle in the back of your brain, and you feel your mouth fill with saliva, and you feel that hunger. And he goes, "Dearest, I am never too far from you. Never fear. I shall find you again soon."
Claire was stepping on those cockroaches that you had like flung off, and she's like, "These are bad. Yes, they're bad." She's just stepping on them.
And a few of them burst, and Absu, in your mind, you just hear him his chuckle. "You cannot take me so easily. Kill all that you wish. I am always part of you, dear."
No.
Soon, very soon, we shall fly high above the night skies of this pathetic town, and we will feed on your friends.
And you guys aren't hearing this, but all you hear is Absu loudly say, "I will kill myself first before I kill them." And then...
That is what all children say when they rebel against their parents. But never fear, when the hunger is upon you, you will lust for their blood. Soon.
Stormhand, maybe a wellness check? It's a little more your department.
No, she seems fine. She's up and...
She just talked about killing herself.
Or us,
I thought she
maybe,
said
I think.
No,
Was it her head,
Quentin,
right?
the vampire, yes, he is telling me that he will come for me again, and we will reunite, and he will finish my transformation.
Right. Well, that ain't gonna happen. So let's not worry about that. All right. We got each other's back. Let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps, and it's freaking cold. So let's get the hell out of here.
You make your way back up the ladder, and out of Drana's hut. And as you're making your way up the ladder, the cold seeps away. And by the time you get back up to Drana's hut, it's completely normal. The temperature is completely normal. It's about 3:00 in the afternoon. As you make your way down Temple Hill, you see Jory and Master Olvar and Captain Hardy running up with some guards. And they see you all coming down, and Absu with them. And Captain Hardy runs up. "Oh, your friend, you found her."
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
There's an old mine here if you want to look at it.
Yeah, we
We'll
found
take care of that. And we took the cobble pots into custody. You look over, and you see the windmill, the shattered remains of it just being torn down. Like, we couldn't save the building, so, but that's all right.
I don't know why they chose to light fire to it.
Who can get into the mind of someone so evil? You know,
Right?
Who can say why anyone like would do whatever it is they do, you know?
Exactly.
Captain Hardy looks, he's like, right, yes. Who would do something like that?
What you should really be on the lookout for, though, is a vampire mallard.
Yes.
That is...
His name is Quentin.
Which is really lame and feels like he should have a pink mohawk. But
for days, he's been hanging around, and seemingly no one has noticed this.
Well, all right. We'll look into that. Thank you very much. And he takes the description of Quentin down. He's like, I'll make sure all the guards have it. And we'll post it in the end so everyone is aware. And Master Olvar steps forward. He's like, I know you probably want to catch up with Rowan. I've got up at the north gate. I've got 4 horses. They're harnessed to a buckboard. You should be able to catch up to her. The west road's pretty clear. If you want, they'll be up at the north gate waiting for you whenever you need it.
So, are you ready to travel? You've had a very rough night.
I did nearly die. So just so you guys are brought in, I have 1 hit point right now at this time.
Oh
dear.
But like, I don't know if we can find a way for me to sleep while we go.
I will say mechanically it takes you the better part of a day to get there. So you will get everybody will get a full stretch rest between here and when you get to the mine. It'll take you a few hours to catch up with Rowan, and then you guys will be in her convoy. So you'll all start next session fully rested and recovered.
Yeah, then if you guys are ready to go, she'll follow, but she probably wouldn't be making the bushcraft rolls. That would be
we will find a different cart for you to rest in as we go. You can rest.
I can ride. I can wait. I have been resting, just not resting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these 4 horses are attached to a wagon, so I mean, you guys can literally sleep in the back of the wagon if you wanted. So.
Oh yeah.
That sounds sort of very. And Claire's sort of eyeing you a bit. You're talking to yourself and hugging cockroaches, so she's still kind of a little we were very happy to have you back. We were very worried about you and are still worried about you.
That is not an experience that someone comes back from well adjusted.
Oh, I know. Hug.
Oh, and she'll scoop you up if you let her.
Yeah, she'd let you.
It makes things better, right?
Yes.
I've gotten really good at riding Red Mud, though, so we can just go.
Red Mud looks over, cocks his head, gives a kind of a whine as if to say, I don't know what she's talking about, but this is going to be ugly. So we see our big damn heroes in a cart with Truly being dragged behind Red Mud as they make their way out of outskirts and head down the western road to reunite with Rowan's patrol and find and go to Bolthid's Lode, where they can meet with Maladuke. Off in the distance, the Lady Ophelia, Shadowleaf, Ulfrir, and his forces have moved north into the Iron Woods to prepare to lay siege to the House of the Corpse Rose. And that is where we are going to leave it tonight.
Yay, we saved Absu.
Saved Absu. Like I told you guys, nothing to worry about.
Y'all did great.
You guys were all over it. You hit pretty much all of the main points that I had laid out as potential ways. Tracking down the cart, tracking the cart's tracks, Red Mud tracking things down, finding the millers and questioning them. The only other things like Stormhand could have used demonology to try to track the tainted blood in Absu's body from her demonic from the time she spent in the demon realm. You guys figured out Drana's hut, so yeah, I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park, and faster than I expected.
truly knew he was haunted. She just jumped right to that.
Well, that's just because I assumed, if she can't pick up what magic this is, she's just going to assume that it's haunted.
Yep,
I love it. Horses are too
I
big,
was right.
haunted, dead zombies.
Yeah. I mean, especially since I said the guy had like dead horses and dogs or whatever. I'm like, oh, I'll keep on theme.
And our new super duo of Galahop and Truly.
Yep. Good cop, crazy cop.
We got work done. I feel like we got a lot of lore done. We were pretty. Yeah.
Oh, and the freaking demon on my ignite spell in the middle.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Whoops.
Worked out great for us.
Yes.
Maybe not for Outskirt, but definitely for us.
They'll be spending some time rebuilding the mill, that's for sure. But hey, the frost was clutch, because otherwise
that was clutch.
You might have burned down the entire part of the town.
I realized, as you were describing, I was like, oh, I really have to deal with this.
Hey, do you guys want to do some experience real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Did you participate in the game session? You did. Did you explore a new location? I'm going to give it to you because you guys you found the vampire's hideout. So you had no idea that was an outskirt. So I'm going to give you that one too. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversary? I'm going to give you that too, because essentially you beat Quentin's. You stopped his mission, which I think definitely counts. Did you overcome obstacle without using force? All of you did in your investigations around town. I mean, other than Absu. Yeah. Well, no, Absu, you overcame because you were beating off your paralysis. So yes, actually you did. And you also get the point for defeating a dangerous adversary because you did not succumb to the disease.
Oh, cool.
And did you give in to your weakness? That's up to you guys. Anybody who thinks they did or
not
didn't.
This time. Did that
green light to a pyromaniac.
Yeah, I think he definitely
reckless.
That is really reckless.
Completely reckless.
Yeah.
Completely reckless. Also, I'm going to give and make sure you got any 1s or 20s are accounted for. And I'm giving everybody 1 bonus experience points for beating the clock and finding Absu before she had to make her 3rd set of rolls, which could have got dicey.
Go us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fun.
That was good times. That was good times. Yeah. All right. Well, sadly, you don't have a vampire in your party. Or I guess I should say, sadly, Ashley still has to play Absu.
Yes.
Yeah, because if I turned, I wouldn't have been in the party still, right?
You'd have been gone. The demon-tainted vampire would have been then hounding your friends, and I would have definitely had you kill somebody.
No.
But you survived. You don't have to make a new character. You know why? Because you guys are all big damn heroes.
Yes, we are.
So that's all I got, Jeff. It's all you.
All right. Let's do a couple closing plugs. So what do you got going on over at Garblag these days, Aaron?
Well, come check us out next Thursday at the Garblag YouTube channel at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, where you can continue to see the adventures of Johnny Geist, AR gamer, and social media influencer as he tries to find out who murdered 14, a member of the Atomic Rascals gang. Along with his good friend, Dr. Zimian, the necromancer, and his zombie mother, and their friend, who is a bear with a magic sword.
That also, that's very other scale.
Aldoon is a bear with a magic sword. You cannot beat that. In addition, you got Richard. He's running some Star Trek 2nd edition lower decks that just sort of drops randomly. So keep an eye out for that as well. And that's Gartopia for next week.
Awesome. As for us here, let's start off by asking you to check out Huckleberry. It's a Weird West RPG by our dear friend Steven. He's been working on it for several months now, actually longer than that. It'll be coming up on a crowdfunder here, on a crowdfunding, I think backer kit in a couple months. There is a quick draw edition that you can grab on DriveThruRPG, and you can play it right now as long as a couple actual adventures. So it's definitely something you can try out and play right this instant. So you should take a look. In terms of streams, next thing we got is tomorrow, where you can see a few of us here playing through some Call of Cthulhu as we go through Eternal Lies campaign. Monday, we're playing some Time Watch. We're doing Time Travelers. We're in 1945 in New Mexico, and there's a mammoth running loose, so everything should be fine. Then Tuesday we're off, but we'll be back very soon with the Kipser's working hard on the next campaign she's going to run for us. So stay tuned. And then Thursday next week, we've got Swords of the Serpentine, the finale for that arc, as well as we have a showdown that's been long in the making, and we see whether or not Melissa gets elected president of student council or if it's a TPK. It's basically one of those two things.
One of those two.
Yeah, and then next Friday we got some Magnus Archives, and so that's what we got. We're going to raid Trooper SJP right now. They're playing some Traveler. Looks like Pirates of Drynax. Yeah, it's a campaign that's always on my bucket list. So follow the raid. Your night. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Yep.
Bye.